Xiaomi, 2Q7, star up. The next number is of Zio Jr. What nonsense is this? Ziohan caught himself. The pain was feeling as if someone was piercing his head everywhere. The pain was unbearable. Fortunately, the pain did not last long. Ziohan's mind was filled with a lot of information. Wooten Shi, the grandson of the third elder of the Zio family, Ziohan. Ziohan looked around. As soon as the examiners finished the exam, the eyes of the nearby students stood at the same time. The girl was still small, but her appearance was exactly like Zetsu. Even in Zio, she was 3 inches shorter than him. Facing the excited eyes of the people around, the girl was standing calmly. There was no change on her face. The Bangani-colored outfit made the girl's calm and cheerful nature stand out a lot. The girl's lotus-like soft steps slowly moved forward. The girl named Zio Jr. went to the exam paper, extended her small hand, and the Bangani made of black and golden threads slipped down, showing a part of her white, soft wrist like ice. Then she gently touched the black stone paper. Zio Jr., 2QE, 9th step. Level advanced. Looking at the eyes on the test tablet, everyone was stunned for a long time. At the age of 14, she has reached the 9th level of 2QE, and she is at the advanced level. I am afraid that in the young generation, Zio Jr. is the first person in our Zio family. No one raised a question on this question. At this time, the examiners also showed a little respect in their smile and said to Zio Jr., younger sister, Zio Jr., looking at your current level, if you create a 2QE young man within 6 months and enter the 2Z level, then you will become another talented person in the history of our Zio family, who will successfully create a 2QE young man before getting old and achieve the 2Z level. The second one. Yes, the first person was Zio Yang, who had lost his sense of talent. Thank you. Zio Jr. left the test tablet there and went to the talented Zio Yang, who fell between the crowd's excitement and jealous eyes. The examiners slowly approached Zio Jr. while going one useless, the other talented. The result of their meeting was not good. Brother Zio Yang, you once told Zio Jr. that you should leave before you catch it. To pick it up and keep it free is to be free. Zio Jr. said to the arrow smilingly. Her little childlike voice also gave peace to the heart. Zio Jr., picking it up and keeping it free, this is freedom. Oh God, the lines are also exactly the same. Is this the future king of youth, Zio Yang? I have really been reborn in Luoki Mahadwip. Ziohan shook the Jangari in his mind. Ziohan found out that the name of this body's husband was also Ziohan. His status was not as high as that of Zio Yang, but it was not low either. Brother Zio was the grandson of the third head of the Zio family, Zio Dingshan. Today was the test of the Zio family's regular attendance. The original husband, Ziohan, who was always weak and sick, stopped his heart, which gave Ziohan the strength to be reborn. It seems that I have really been reborn. While searching for information, Ziohan also moved with a bitter smile. Although the original owner was old, but he was very eager to be reborn. In addition to collecting information from women, he also did many other bad deeds, destruction. This is important, it will be investigated. Ding dong. Invincible Wreck-It Ralph subversion system is loading. System? What nonsense is this? Is this my golden opportunity? Ziohan still clearly remembers that when his phone's battery was low, he was playing the game. That's why he charged the phone while playing the game, and the result was what he already knew. His phone was torn. Ziohan never expected that his soul would be reborn due to the rise of the Chumak area, due to the ding-dong. Invincible Wreck-It Ralph subversion system has been successfully connected to the owner and the host. The host is being greeted with the initial gift package. Ajay Wreck-It Ralph. The learned Pranali, Ziohan repeated these words, yes, ma'am. You can also call me Little A Sepati Little. Is this my golden finger? Yes, ma'am. Don't call me ma'am, call me Swami. Yes, master, Humma Choti is a very good girl. When I get time, the owner will definitely buy sweets for you to eat. Pranali. Chody AI, introduce the work of the system, Zio-Han ordered. Yes, master. Invincible Wreck-It-Ralph subversion system is such a system that is mainly focused on narrating the original story. By interrupting the original story, it gets the necessary experience for the master's upgrade. The slogan of the rebellious Pranali is, say what the Nayak says, so that the Nayak remains, learn the Nayak sadhana technique, so that the Nayak does not have any sadhana technique to learn, steal the Nayak's lovers, so that the Nayak does not have any lovers to when connected to the system initially. The master is given two divine powers, Nishkarshan and Sanglian. As the system's culture increases, more and more magical divine powers will be prepared for the search for the guru. Master, Little AI has found that you have an initial gift package. Would you like to open it? Opened. As per the usual procedure, there are always good things in the gift package for beginners. It would be foolish not to open it. Ding dong. Congratulations to you for opening the initial gift package and obtaining the Do Wang Experience Card, Guruji. The Do Wang Experience Card immediately gives the Do Wang Shikar's war power. Diary. Time limit 30 minutes. 1 Do Wang Experience Card, and this is Do Wang Shikar's war power. Area. Shayahan saw the experience card in his hand with great enthusiasm. On one side of the experience card, it was written Do, and on the other side, it was written Wang in shiny colors. And the most important thing was that the entire experience card was made of pure gold. Hey, if I sell it, its price can be very high. Right. Zio-Han's eyes sparkled as if there was a pile of coins in front of him. Thufkar, Thufkar, Thufkar. In his mind, the system made a sound like a Fufkar, as if he was stunned by the words of Zio-Han. Undoubtedly, Zio-Han was not so foolish that he would really sell it for money, or he knew how to stay alive. Small AI, introduce the divine abilities of Nishkashan and Sanlian. Nishkashan can extract one quality from any object. Or the quality can be a living being or an inanimate object. Sanlian can combine the extracted qualities on any object, from which the object takes on the related qualities associated with it. Extract a specialty from anything. Zio-Han looked at the plant next to him and asked, is it small? Can juice be extracted from flowers? Yes. How can I use it? When the master wants to extract a quality, he only has to think about it and mentally order him to extract that quality. Little wants to remind you that with the current culture of the system, the master can only do Nishkashan and Sanlian 3 times a day. Oh, Zio-Han's mind awakened, and he enthusiastically played and touched a lily flower. At that moment, he thought of extracting a quality from flowers. Extract. Ding dong. Congratulations, you touched a lily and got the quality of its fragrant fragrance. Lily fragrance +1. Ville, ding dong. Congratulations, you have absorbed the quality of the fragrance of the lily. Body lily fragrance plus. Oh, this is not too easy, Zio-Han thought to himself. Only one part of the body's fragrance passed, the quality of the lily's fragrance did not change. However, Zio-Han felt that his natural fragrance did not remain in the lily flowers in the pot. Apart from this, as soon as he broke them, all the lily flowers in the pot were immediately removed. If only their fragrance can be extracted from flowers, then I am surprised that which qualities can be extracted from these large wooden pots. After achieving such a miraculous divinity, Zio-Han looked towards a wooden pot next to him, which was quite wide for a person to hug, and he was eager to test it. This book contradicts everything, an unimaginable fan fiction. Dadian is just the beginning. Those who have a special attachment to Zio-Han should be careful. If you do not like this, please do not criticize. You said we did. Zio-Han extended his hand towards the wooden pot next to him. Discussion. Ding dong. Congratulations, you touched the wooden pot and extracted its hardness. Hardness plus. Ville. It is really very easy to be strong. Zio-Han could clearly feel a slight magical energy increasing in his body. Zio. Open the personal intelligence interface. On Zio-Han's order, a holographic radiation, which was only visible to Zio-Han, appeared in front of him. Name. Ziohan, rank 7. Saturan. HP 706, MP 589, skill, breaking a stone handle. Kwangnim Shrini, equipment, no 1. Weapons, no 1. Divine ability. Detection and detection, basic specialties, power 87. Intelligence 84, endurance power 94, soul 83. Physical attack 82, magical attack 84, physical protection 842. Magical protection, special qualities, Lily's fragrance plus. Hardness plus, voucher points. Ziohan checked his personal intelligence interface. HP, as is well known. Current blood energy, which is Ziohan's own health number. MP is usually called mana by gamers. However, it is called Dushai on Dushai Mahadvi. The skill Shrinis have been divided into 4 main Shrinis from top to bottom in order. Heaven, Earth, Earth and Yellow. Each main Shrini has been divided into 3 main Shrinis ahead. Bottom, middle and top. Zio. What are voucher points? Can I buy something from you? Ziohan thought and asked. Yes, Guruji. Voucher points are equal to famous coins and by paying voucher points in a certain amount, you can fulfill Guruji's wish. Then how will I get voucher points? Will I get it by topping up here? Yes, master. According to Ziohan's analysis, Ziohan found that voucher points were very valuable. On Dushai Mahadvi, a gold coin was equal to a voucher point. There were only 2 ways to get voucher points. One is to top up directly, and the other is to complete the work and get voucher points. In addition to this, every world's gold coin is not equal to a voucher point. The price varies according to the related world. Does the price change according to different worlds? Ziohan thought, then stopped and asked again. Ziohan, does this mean that there is something other than can I take rebirth in other worlds too? Yes. Ziohan said, further explaining that in this system, there is the ability to take rebirth in innumerable worlds for infinite times. When the main character, i.e. Master, lives in one world for 3 months, then he can go to the other world. Ziohan reminded the Master that due to the non-cultivation of the system, there is no ability to take rebirth in this world. Every time when the Master takes rebirth, the next world is an unknown world. Suddenly, Ziohan asked in surprise, Yes, Swamiji. As the culture of the system increases, the function will become more accurate. Oh, I understood. That's it, Ziohan. Why haven't you issued any task yet? Ziohan asked in great excitement. The meaning of completing the work was to gain experience. It meant to become strong. At present, Ziohan was in the 7th stage of cable documentary, which started with rank 7, which was possible due to the original owner. However, in this world, being on only 2 or 7 stages was clearly not enough. The purpose of Ajay Vinashak Pranali is to unravel the story of a world. Only by touching the story by the Master will any work be possible. Oh, Ziohan got a better understanding of the Ziohan thought for a while and then asked, Stop, Ziohan. You had said that the purpose of your system is to unravel the story of a world. Does this mean that I will have to become the enemy of Zioyang? Absolutely right. There is a simple solution. I will use the Daowang experience card right now and go and kill him immediately. Ziohan thought that if he kills Zioyang, then there will be nothing left of Zioyang in this world. This was exactly in accordance with the purpose of the system. Ziohan advised the Master not to do this. Why? Ziohan asked in surprise. Has Guruji forgotten? Zioyang has the old Yao in the ring. According to Zioya's guess, if Guruji does this, then old Yao will definitely appear before time and protect Zioyang. Although old Yao is in the state of the world, it will only be an undetermined or a loss. The Daowang experience card will be Hama. You are right. Ziohan shook his head. Apart from this, even if you kill the undetermined Zioyang and snatch his ring, it will be possible for you to face Ziogener by following Zioyang's last move while looking at Zioyang's Zio explained to Ziohan. Hama, you are right, okay. Then I will not kill him directly. Ziohan stopped. Seeing that all the people have already disappeared, Ziohen also left the test area and went to his room. As soon as he entered the room, Ziohen's face became serious. "Oh man, do you know how serious this man's obsession with clothes is?" Ziohen threw them all into the courtyard without any hesitation and set them on fire. Only a cloth in the pattern of a banyan tree was left. If we talk about this cloth in the pattern of a banyan tree, its specialty was that no ordinary person wore it, but the main actress was Ziogener. There is still one more chance for extraction and fusion. Becoming powerful completely depends on this. Ziohen checked the room and found a sword inside it. Ziohen went to the sword and asked Utsuka, "Ziohen, can the sword also be removed?" "Master, yes. Exit." Ding dong. Congratulations, you have touched the King Fang sword, which has given you its offensive quality. Offensive quality plus. At the same time, the King Fang sword in Ziohen's hand began to eat quickly, and its basic power became weak. Ville, ding dong. Congratulations, your body has become one with the offensive quality of the offensive quality plus. On the character attribute interface, Ziohen could see that his physical attack attribute had actually increased by 10 points. 10 points, wow, very good. Ziohen was very satisfied with this golden finger. In a short time, his physical offensive power had increased by 82, and the 8th part had increased. Its direct benefit was the increase in his combat power. Although he had obtained 10 points of offensive power at once, but Ziohen also knew that this was because of the fact that his King Fang sword was not an ordinary weapon. It was a weapon of a yellow-colored high-ranked soldier. 2 high-ranked men and weapons and meditation techniques, like meditation techniques, are divided into 12 ranks. These are the 4 main ranks in heaven, earth, and yellow. 3 and small ranks are also included: low, medium, and high. In the physical attack, the increase of 10 points suddenly, and the strengthening of this golden finger seemed to be only a matter of time. Zio Family Hall. Zio Zhan and 3 elders were sitting in the front. Some powerful and influential elders of the family were sitting. There were also some excellent ministers sitting next to them. As the grandson of the 3rd elder, Ziohen, do not be careless today. The one in front is from the Yunlin dynasty. He is our special guest. Ziohen's father, Emperor Ziohen, gave him a stern instruction. A father knows his son best. Emperor Ziohen was unaware of Ziohen's special interest. For this reason, he did not give Ziohen a personal job. First, Emperor Ziohen thought that Ziohen was only interested in women, and he wanted to get along with women. To fulfill this habit of the former husband Ziohen changed many maids from time to unfortunately, Ziohen had no interest in any of them. As a father, Emperor Ziohen could do nothing but accept Ziohen's strange hobby, by being he sometimes corrected Ziohen's mistakes and gave money to the owners of the lost belongings and gave them compensation. Ziohen became very emotional about he said carelessly, "Whether they are special guests or not, I do not know. But after a while they will not be special guests." "What do you mean?" Emperor Ziohen looked at Ziohen with curiosity. Not only Emperor Ziohen, but Ziohen's mother and Ziohen's close Zioning were also looking at Emperor Ziohen with curiosity. Ziohen's eyes turned here and there. He saw a milky glow and he asked, "Do you want to go?" "Hey, little naughty, tell me quickly." Emperor Ziohen saw Ziohen screaming at him and could not stop himself and slightly scolded him. "It would be very rude to say, 'Why don't we make a bet?'" Ziohen smiled and looked at the people around him. Condition. The rest of the people were looking at Ziohen. Even the 2nd grandson of the elder, Ziohyuantao, was also looking at Emperor Ziohen with curiosity. Yes, Ziohen successfully aroused everyone's curiosity and said immediately, "I can tell you their purpose and even what they are going to say. I can also guess if any word goes wrong. I will give each of you 5,000 gold coins." "What?" Zioning and Ziohyuantao looked at each other for 5,000 gold coins. At this time, even a person was standing at a distance from Ziohen. Ziomai was also looking at Ziohen. Ziohen said, "No doubt, if I am lucky and my guess is absolutely right, not a single word is wrong, then each of you will have to give me 10,000 gold coins." "What?" 10,000 gold coins. Why don't you loot us? Zioning was not a fool. For the representatives of the Zio family, 10,000 gold coins were not a small amount. In the past, the main disciples used to get only 500 gold coins every month, as a means of 10,000 gold coins were equivalent to their savings of at least 2 years. As far as Zio Huentao is concerned, he stopped and started thinking, Ziohen, are you really stupid? Not at all false, Ziohen said with confidence. Is it true that if a single word in their speech is wrong, you lose? Zio Huentao looked at Ziohen with a mischievous smile. Ziohen, no, next to him, Ziohen's father, Emperor Ziohao immediately stopped Ziohen's childish behavior. It was one thing to guess the purpose of these people, but it was clearly impossible to match every word they said. Ziohen smiled at Emperor Ziohao and said with his eyes full of confidence, absolutely right. Zioning and Huangtao, will you both dare to bet on me? The commotion here also attracted the attention of some elders sitting forget about Ziohan. These elders did not even know why Yunlin Emperor had suddenly come to meet the Zio family. Not only these elders, but the heads of the 3 great elders and the Zio family also had no idea why Yunlin Emperor had suddenly come. Junior Ziohen even dared to claim that he could guess the intentions of these people. Not only that, he could also guess the words spoken by them correctly. Not a single word is wrong. How is this possible? Okay, I bet with you, Zio Huentao answered without hesitation. I will also bet with you. After calming down, Zioning immediately bet with Ziohan. At this moment, Xiaming, standing next to him, also began to take interest, smiling with her big eyes, said, Ziohan, can I also bet with you? Of course we can. I do not refuse anyone. Ziohan was very confident. There were more than 4 or 5 excellent disciples in the after Xiaming. 3 more people joined the game. The rest of the people did not have enough money for the game, and although they wanted to take part, they did not have so much strength. Brother Emperor Ziohao, see, they are having so much fun, why don't we also play around? Now it's all about human nature. Seeing Ziohen, Zioning, and other young people playing, Zioning's father, Zioyaju, also began to take interest in it and dragged Emperor Ziohao into it and wanted to win a round from him. Humph, Emperor Ziohao glared at Zioyaju. 6 people meant to lose 30,000 gold coins. It was not a small amount. In the past, there was a serious dispute between Zioyaju and Emperor Ziohao over family relations. Zioyaju knew naturally that Emperor Ziohao would not mess with him. He was taking advantage of this opportunity to mock the foolish son of the emperor. Ziohen looked at him and understood exactly what Zioyaju was thinking. He kept a slight smile on his face. If the old man does not bet, then the young man can bet with you. Uncle Zioyaju, if my father does not want, then why should I bet with you? Now, Zioyaju looked surprisingly at Ziohen. To be honest, his mind was confused. Zioyaju knew that Emperor Ziohao would not be foolish to bet with him, so he said the foolish son of Zioyaju did not expect that Ziohen would be so foolish that he himself would ask him to bet. Ziohen, next to him, Emperor Ziohao's face became serious, and a furious aura was spreading. Ziohen ignored the presence of Emperor Ziohao and provoked him, Uncle Zioyaju, do you not dare to bet with me? Hey, what a joke. How can an elderly like me refuse to bet with you? When someone wanted to give him money, why did Zioyaju refuse? He laughed and said, little rascal, the thing is that I am very hungry. I am afraid that you will not be able to. Will 1 lakh be enough? Ziohen opened his mouth. Price of 1 lakh gold coins. Did Zioyaju get a little surprised? 1 lakh was enough for the 2-month daily expenses of it was not a small amount here. Zioyaju wanted to Ziohen and rob Emperor Ziohao and teach this foolish young man a lesson. But he did not realize that the young man was always smiling with confidence. I just do not know whether Uncle Zioyaju, who is 1 year old, can betting with a junior like me or not. The 2 lakh gold coins were not a small amount. In fear that Zioyaju would not play with him, Ziohen took the help of provoking. Even the 3 influential elders and the head of the Zio family were blinded by the Yunlin sect. Zioyaju could not believe that this child can know so much. Undoubtedly, it was also possible that this matter was a secret conspiracy between the Ziohan and Yunlin dynasty. But what was the status of Ziohan? The elderly person in front of him was wearing a white dress of silver color, which had a silver moon on its chest, and there were 7 shining golden stars next to it. What does this indicate? This indicates that the elderly man who came to meet the Zio family in the present was a powerful strategist, whose level had reached the level of Sitara Grandoshi. Ziohan's identity is in the form of the disciple of the 3rd generation of the Zio family, so he could not know any such person, nor could he be capable of conspiring with them. Thinking this, Zio Ieyasu immediately said, "Okay, I bet with you." Nonsense. The face of Emperor Zio was serious. If there were no special guests there, Emperor Zio's anger would unable to explain to Ziohan. Emperor Zio looked at Zio Ieyasu and said in a cool voice, "Ieyasu, I had already warned you. I will not pay a single penny for its loss." Zio Ieyasu did not really intend to make a bet with Ziohan. He just wanted to embarrass Emperor Zio. He said with a smile, "Nephew Ziohan, it seems that your father is not accepting our bet." "Uncle Ieyasu, don't worry. A man takes responsibility for his deeds himself. If I really lose, I will pay for it, even if I have to work hard like a bull or a horse for it." Why not? Ziohan was very confident. Then he came and said, "Uncle Ieyasu, if you lose, I hope you will not pay your debt." Naturally, Zio Ieyasu looked into Ziohan's eyes. At this time, confidence was still flowing in Ziohan's eyes. But looking at Ziohan's identity, he did not pay much attention to it. He looked at Emperor Zio and did not miss the opportunity to wake him up. "Brother Emperor Zio, your son is responsible. You have really raised a good son." Humph. Emperor Zio took out the whistle of the drowned CQE. If there were no special guests present, Emperor Zio would have completely stopped Ziohan's bet. Meanwhile, System Zio said with a smile, "Master, you are very naughty." Who was Ziohan? A rebirth. As a hero who changed the direction of the story, he knew the direction of all events very well. With such a condition, Ziohan's victory was certain. "Ah." Ziohan said with a smile, "There is no way. When I am tied to you, a pay-to-win system, then how can I live without in the system mall? Not only money was needed to pay for things, but money was also needed to put obstacles in the story." If Ziohan remembers correctly, then the next few small incidents were related to money. And that's why Ziohan had already prepared. Okay. At this time, some restless Zioning could not stop himself and said, "Now you should tell us what they want to do by coming to our Zio family." "Break the engagement." Ziohan replied, "Break the engagement." Zioning, Ziomai and other young generations saw Ziohan with even more confused eyes. They were completely astonished. However, Elder Zio Ieyasu stopped for a while and sat in front of him and started looking at that delicate young man carefully, who was wearing a white-colored dress and had a green-colored earring in his ear. As soon as the earring was moving slowly, a sweet sound was coming out of it, which showed its delicate softness. Zio Ieyasu thought, then asked, "Can that young man be Nalan Yongren, who is the granddaughter of the Nalan family's Nalanji?" Ziohan praised him, shaking his head. "Uncle Ieyasu, your eyesight is very good. This young man, with his extraordinary beauty and good nature, is his personal disciple Nalan Yongren, who is the current head of the Yunlin Wat." Zio Ieyasu was a little shocked and said, looking at Ziohan surprisingly, "You said that he has already become the head of the Yunlin community." "That's right," Ziohan nodded. "And you also said that he has come to break the engagement." Zio Ieyasu looked at Ziohan again seriously. "That's right," Ziohan nodded again. "Impossible." Zio Ieyasu nodded and refused. "It is true that Nalan Yongren and Zioyang have been engaged. Nalan Yongren's grandfather, Nalanji, personally agreed to this marriage. Nalanji's Nalan has full right in the family, and he gives a lot of importance. Even if Nalan Yongren wants to break the engagement, Nalanji may not agree. However, I think this is possible." Ziohan's father, Zio said seriously that Nalanji may not know about it yet. Nalanyanran Union's personal disciple has become the head of the Yunlin community and is also a Grand Doshi with him. Go ahead. Nalanyanran intends to act first and then report. Using the Yunlin community to put pressure on the head of the family is such a cunning strategy. Absolutely right. At this moment, Ziohan's mother also said that Nalanyanran's sudden arrival. I also think that Ziohan is absolutely right. After becoming the personal disciple of the head of the Yunlin community, Nalanyanran's status was no longer the same as before. When a person has the power to change his fate, he also solves those things that he dislikes. It is clear that Zioyang, who has not progressed in meditation for years, dislikes Nalanyanran. Zioyazu waited for a while. His eyes were closed. Ziohan's parents were also in favor of this attitude and present situation. Otherwise, after Nalanyanran and Zioyang got engaged, why would she come alone without her parents before the wedding? Zioyazu unknowingly looked at Ziohan and said, "Is this child really making the right guess?" Meanwhile, Ziohan looked at Zioyazu's face and said with a smile, "Uncle Ieyazu, you lost." Oh, Zioning, Ziomai and other people also started looking at Zioyazu. If this had really happened as he said, then those 10,000 gold coins would have been lost by Ziohan. Don't be in a hurry, naughty. Zioyazu's heart was feeling a little restless. He called Ziohan naughty. He reminded him, if you made the right guess, then you said that you would count every word he said without leaving. If any word goes wrong, you will lose. Zioning, Ziomai and others, who felt that they were going to lose, slowly breathed a sigh of relief. Yes, it was not enough to assume that only the engagement would break to defeat. It was also necessary to say every word he said without any mistake. Ieyazu, I think we should declare it a draw. Emperor Ziohan took the opportunity to protest. No, Zioyazu shook his head, clearly denying, and said, the order is the order, the donkey is the donkey. When we have started making a bet, we will have to bet till the end. Zioyazu looked at Ziohan curiously. He also wanted to see that Ziohan not only has the ability to guess that the other party has come to break the engagement, but he also has the ability to make a correct guess of every word he says without any mistake. Emperor Ziohan glanced at Zioyazu with bewilderment. He wanted to make a joke. He did not expect that it would be so difficult to talk to Zioyazu. Father, no problem, there are just a few words. Shyness. At this moment, the main door of the Zio family's palace slowly opened, and a young man entered the palace. Ziohan said softly, Uncle Ieyazu, since you are making a bet with me, then I will show you a part of the divine power. Soon, there will be no place to sit with Zioao. And Zioajuner will help Zioao to get out of this difficulty and ask for a place to sit with him. But I will not let him do that. Father, 3 elders. Zioao entered the hall of the Zio family and respectfully greeted the 3 elders sitting on the throne. Yes, Zioao, you are here, come and sit. The head of the Zio family, Zioadin, looked at Zioao and shook his head. Zioao looked towards the place where the ancestors of the family were sitting. He found that there was no seat for him. Oh God, he hit the right target. The second elder really did not prepare any seat for Zioao. Zioning's heart sank. His praise for Ziohan increased even more. In the form of Zioashuner's praise, Zioning now looked at his goddess consciously and thought to himself, according to Ziohan, at this time Zioashuner will help Zioao to get out of this difficult situation. The second elder sitting on the throne shook his head, blaming himself. His eyes were full of tears, and he said, I'm really sorry. I actually forgot about young Lord Zioao. I will tell someone to prepare it now. It was clear that the second elder was actually dissatisfied with the fact that there was no progress in Zioao's meditation, yet he had a lot of praise for Zioao. Zioyang said, sit here. A soft, sweet voice came from the corner. Everyone looked there, and in one corner, Zioashuner held a book in his hand and shook Zioao's hand. Zioning's heart sank next to him, and Ziohan's praise for him increased even more. He thought to himself, oh God, he hit the right target again. When Zioao took a step towards the main actress Zioashuner, how could Ziohan let Zioao's wish come true? Ziohan stood up and shouted, wait. Among everyone's surprised eyes, Ziohen said to all three elders and Zioden that since we did not know how many special guests would come today, so the junior had already prepared some extra chairs. They can be used at this time. Ziohen applauded, and the servant standing outside actually brought a chair. No need. I will stay with Ziogener right now, Zioying gently said, rejecting Ziohen's good intentions. He came closer to Ziogener. Zioying, what do you want to do? Ziohen shouted strongly and said, Naturally, this is Ziogener's invitation to accept and sit with Ziogener, Zioying said lightly. Zioying. The Zio family hall is an important place. Don't be arrogant. Ziohen kept shouting, son of the head of the Salmonid family, you are not young anymore. Sitting with Viprikling before marriage. My parents, Yeazashashu and aunt and other elders did not sit together. Do you want to set an example of sitting with a man and a woman? Oh. Zioying quietly licked his tongue. Ziohen's words seemed to be targeting him. How can this not happen? On the other hand, Ziogener saw Ziohen targeting Zioying so much and saving him, said, Who do I have to sit with? Do I need your approval for this? There was no change in Ziogener's face, but his eyes were on Ziohen. His cold eyes were full of enmity. Oh, the heart of Ziogen, the head of the Zio family, sitting in front of the three elders and everyone else, sank. Ziogener's identity was not ordinary. The third elder of the Zio family was constantly looking at his eldest son, Emperor Ziohao, with meaningful eyes. Ziogener could not be upset. How could Emperor Ziohao not understand what his father, Grand Elder, meant? He pulled Ziohen's sleeve. However, Ziohen ignored him and said, Whatever Ziogener wants to do, naturally he does not need my approval for it. Zioying, wherever you sit, I hope you will take a decision by yourself. After Ziohen's words, he tied his hands and sat down and stopped paying attention to Zioying. Zioying stopped for a while. He really wanted to sit with Ziogener. The only thing left was that Ziohen had just told him a big thing. Despite having a place to sit, not sitting and setting an example for the men and women sitting together. His criticism in the future was decided. Zioying opened Ziohen with anger and sat on the chair that Ziohen had prepared in advance. At this moment, the sound of the system was heard suddenly. Ding dong. Congratulations, you have made a change in the story of Dadian. You have received 500 experience points. You have also received 100 coupons. Oh God, Zio, did I just get experience? Ziohen asked with disbelief. Yes, Guruji, Zio explained. In the original script, Zioying sat with Emperor Ziogener. You have successfully changed the direction of the story, so you have been given experience points and coupons. The next step is to cancel the engagement. I hope Guruji will work hard. The more important the direction of the story, the more rewards will be. Cancellation of engagement, Ziohen's heart sank. Looking at Nalini Amran's behavior, he has come in a violent way today. And even if Ziohen gets tired of speaking, Nalini Amran will not back down from his decision to break the engagement. In addition, when Zioying got ready and just wanted to sit with Ziogener, Ziohen saw carefully that there was a glimpse of anger in Nalini Amran's eyes. It was clear that when Nalini Amran saw Zioying in person, he began to despise her even more. Everyone, the show is starting now. Ziohen slowly reminded Zioning. Brother Paulo, this is Kansi, the chief of the tribe, Zio. I have come to your family mainly this time because I have to ask something. On the one hand, Zioning saw the piece of paper in his hand. He was surprised and said that the guess of the first sentence was actually right. In order to stop them from copying, Ziohen had written everything that was going to happen on the paper before Zioning. Ziogen, haha, sir, if you have anything, please tell me. If this is within our ability, then the Zio family should not refuse. Zioning, oh God, the second sentence was also guessed right. Give it, haha, the chief of the tribe, Zio, or you recognize him. He pointed to the beautiful bride standing next to him. Zioazen, oh, please forgive me for Zioazen's weak eyes or bride. Yes, this is Kansi. Her name is Nalini Amran. Ziogen, Nalini Amran. The granddaughter of the chief of the Nalini Amran family, Nalini Amran. Zayazan. So this is Nalini Amran. Zaya Shushu has not seen you for many years. Please do not blame her for Shushu's weak eyes. Nalini Amran, Zaya Shushu, your niece did not come to give Shraddhanjali. I should apologize. How can I dare to blame Zaya Shushu? Nalini Amran said with a sweet smile. Zayazan, haha, Nalini Amran. I had heard a while ago that the chief of the tribe has accepted you as a disciple. Yes, yes. At that time I thought it was a rumor, but I did not expect it to be true. The niece is really very talented. Nalini Amran was very lucky. Nalini Amran slowly pulled Jay to him. Jay said seriously, haha, the chief of the tribe, the issue I have come to ask about today is related to Nalini Amran, and this matter is serious. It is related to the king of the tribe. Nalini Amran himself picked up this matter. Zayazan's eyes were very serious. Please agree. Please speak. Jay said a little shyly, Kansi, the chief of the tribe, you also know that Nalini Amran is strict with the rules of the tribe. And the chief of the tribe has a lot of expectations from Nalini Amran. He has trained Nalini Amran to become the next chief of the tribe. Due to some special rules, the chief of the tribe's successor should not keep in touch with any man before becoming the official chief of the tribe. When the chief of the tribe inquired from Nalini Amran, he found out that he still has a marriage agreement with the Zayao family. Therefore, the chief of the tribe wants to ask the chief of the tribe if he can refuse this engagement. Darar. Zayazan's cup in his hand suddenly collapsed. On the one hand, Zayoanim, Zayomi, Zayohuento, and Zayoayazu, along with other people, did not look at Zayazan and Nalini Amran, but were looking at Zayohen with great surprise. There was a feeling of immense praise for Zayohen in their hearts. Oh God, not a single small mistake was made. The correct guess of words like haha, Kansi, and lay was also made. Zayohen is really amazing. Jeh was overwhelmed with pride. Chief of the tribe, Zayo, I know this is a little too much. But please, for the sake of the chief of the tribe, break this engagement. Kamin, Zayodenkrod shouted. His entire personality rose, as if a famous lion had taken him in his control. Ugra Singh Shakti, one of the head of the Zayao family, Sadhana technique, Kehin Madhya Shrini. Chief of the tribe, Zayao, have you thought about this well? Jay made Nalini Amran his shield. His blue dagger, along with his Damangali Abha, was making Jay look like the avatar of a blue treasure sword. Seeing the fear of war, the three great elders shouted loudly, Zayazan, stop. Or don't forget that you are the head of the Zayao family. Jay, the head of the Zayao family, was scared of the attitude of the Zayao if he really fought Jay. Then the enmity between the Zayao family of Yumlan Sampradaya and Udon City would be established forever. Yumlan Sampradaya was a great power of the Kama Empire. Yumlan Sampradaya could not stand in front of the current power of the Zayao family. The shrieking voices of the three great elders brought Zayazan back to himself a little. Breath. Zayazan sat back on his chair with a long sigh and weakness. He looked at Nalini Amran with bitter eyes and said in a cool voice, Nalins has really given birth to a good daughter. Nalini Amran raised his head slowly, looked at Zayazan in the eyes and said, Zaya Shushu. Hey, Zayazan pressed the anger in his heart with great difficulty. His voice was very cool. You call me the head of the tribe Zayao. You are the favorite disciple of Yumlan Sampradaya, the guru of the empire, and I, Zayazan, cannot take the title of uncle. My Zayazan's ability is extraordinary, and in reality he is not worthy of you. Thank you for your wisdom, Kulpramuk Zayao. When I came down from the first mountain, then the empire chief had given instructions. If Kulpramuk Zayao agrees to cancel the engagement, then our Yumlan Sampradaya is ready to give this thing as compensation. Jai said this and took out a jar of jacuzzi. In front of the three elders and Zayazan, Jai slowly opened the jar of jacuzzi. As soon as he opened a corner of the jar of jacuzzi, a fresh fragrance came out of it. The three great elders picked up the medicine ball on their arms. Jai was enjoying the excitement of his 4 eyes. There was a completely green-colored ball lying inside the silver box. the size of which was only the size of a dragon's eye. Concentration of Kai powder. The three great elders and Zioazan saw a lot, and they were still sitting. However, the crowd of talented young disciples of the Zio family could not sit still. They all got up from their seats, and with excitement started looking at the green-colored medicine ball kept in the silver box in Jay's hand. Collecting kiwi powder, a fourth line of medicine, which can guarantee a 100% success rate to get 2 kiwis from 9 feet and 2 kiwis from 1 foot. Due to the strict entry requirements for chemical scientists on the 2 great elders, the chemical scientists were very poor. Usually, it was very difficult to get the medicine ball of the second line of medicine in Wudang City. In this case, it was even more difficult to get the according to speculation. The price of this gathering kiwi powder was equal to at least several lakh gold coins. Yes, this is the 4th medicine ball of the line. It was very satisfying to see everyone's excited eyes in the hall of the Zio family. He thought to himself that the loss caused by this medicine ball would be compensated, and the negative effect on the Yunlin community could be reduced to some extent. He smiled and said, "Apart from this, the medicine ball in my hand has been prepared by the 6th line of chemical scientists of our Yunlin community, Grand Master Go." At this time, even the well-educated 3 great elders and Zio Zan were somewhat confused. The 3 great elders were stunned to see the energy-gathering powder in front. They could not believe that this medicine ball had actually come from the chemical scientist Grand Master Go. The price of this medicine ball could have increased many times. If his family sold it again, they would have had a good profit and would have got a good amount. As far as Zio Zan is concerned, he expressed deep suspicions. The Yunlin community was not only powerful, but it also had a chemical scientist in it. In the eyes of a grandmaster like Grand Master Go, it was such an entity that the Zio family could not face. Today, the Zio family had no choice but to accept the engagement of Nalan Yamrin. The old gentleman said, "Please take the medicine back. We cannot agree on today's matter." The whole hall became tense, and everyone looked towards Zio Yan, whose form was delicate. On the other hand, Zio Enning's hand was holding a piece of paper. He looked at Zio Han with disbelief. All the words written on the paper were true. All are right. Gio Enning, Gio Mi, Gio Yaozu, and other people saw Gio Han with disbelief. "Uncle Yaozu, 20,000 gold coins. The condition is a condition. You are old, you will not break the promise made to a junior like me, right?" Zio Han smiled and raised his hand towards Zio Yaozu. Oh, Zio Yaozu remained silent for a long time. Zio Han not only predicted that Nalan Yamrin would come to break the engagement, but also guessed the correct prediction of every word spoken by Nalan Yamrin. Not a single word was wrong. Divya calculator. Future forecast. When did such a new profession appear on Du Jai Mahadwip? Even the powerful people of the Du Ling or Du Bang or Du Wang areas could not have the ability to see the future. Seeing Zio Han's unbelievable prediction of the events, the heart of King Zio Hao was also very tense. Seeing Zio Yaozu silent, King Zio Hao reminded him mercilessly, "Brother Yaozu, it is said that the condition is a condition. If you break the promise made to a child of your age, then it will not look oh." Zio Yaozu really did not want to pay 20,000 gold coins or his entire savings. In front of the words of King Zio Hao, Zio Yaozu really could not tolerate losing his honor. He said carelessly, "It's a joke, Zio Yaozu. How can I refuse to these are just 20,000 gold coins, take it." Zio Yaozu took out 2 green cards. His face was very calm, but the corners of his lips were clearly bursting with pain. A smile. Zio Han's face still had the same confident smile. It was clear that this was a trap laid by Zio Han for him. Zio Yaozu was angry that he had really jumped into it. After all, how did he guess it? Zio Yaozu was very excited. After immediately obtaining 20,000 gold coins, Zio Han took care of them and was very happy. If he had not been a reincarnated being, then perhaps he would not have been able to grasp every action of the other birds so accurately. Zio Han's gaze turned towards Zio Enning and other people, and said with a smile, What about you guys? Oh, Zio Enning. Zio Huangbo and other people laughed.